Welcome back, friends. We're here in Austin at Consensus 2023 with a very special guest, JP from Civic.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is Games with Web3 Frens,
Yep.
where you decided to give Jenga here today for us. We're talking a little bit about Civic.
Yep.
Your background. Why don't you give us an introduction on you and what your role is at Civic?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm the Chief Product Officer at Civic. I've been with Civic for a little over 5 years.
Okay.
Civic, it's one of those OG crypto projects. We did our ICO in 2017.
Okay.
So we've been building, on-chain
Okay.
since then, right? So it's all about decentralized identity. How do you enable secure, safe crypto wallets? So just recently we launched our new product called Civic,
Okay.
which is an identity and access management platform to enable smart contracts, dApps, to protect themselves really from attacks, and also think about enabling permissioned markets, permissioned access to use those smart contracts.
Absolutely. I feel like in the blockchain space, do you ever think that we're going to get to the nirvana where just actually it's all working? And we're, because you truly, when you talk about security for dApps and even identity, providers, how is that the litmus test that we're trying to get of like, hey, is this secure? Is it, immutable in a sense? Do you feel that we're going to get there? Or is that maybe a little bit of Civic's goal or path?
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's we truly lead.
Yeah.
There's two parts here, which are asked. There's the security of the actual contract.
Yeah.
But then there's the access management to that.
Sure.
Right? So if you think about DeFi, right? What is missing for DeFi is the ability for institutional money to say, you know what, I can bring my money and I'm not going to be enabling terrorists.
Yep.
I'm not going to be enabling money.
Yep.
So how do you do it?
Hard.
Right? How do you keep the Web3 also where we want permission? Yet, how do you get it? How do you maintain privacy? Right, in this new world, how do you enable all these players to basically interact with C-Flow? That's, I think, that next step that crypto needs to get to.
Yeah.
In order to go from the, couple $1 trillion to really reach its full potential on those hundreds of trillions of dollars that the financial system has.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why we couldn't get
That hits home for me. I believe it is the next step in blockchain technology is getting to that adoption. Yeah, it's your turn. I think maybe there's twofold. It could be the institutional capital. It could be how do you make it easier for individuals to actually, come and get into the space easily, whether it's just an auth, through a social provider, there's many different obviously ways that we can.
Yeah, you're absolutely
get to that. What what's that next piece? What's the next domino to fall? And I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe I will. Do you think it's somebody, like the SEC taking a different stance? Do you think it's, providing clarity on rules and regulations for that institutional? Or do you believe it's on us to find better technology solutions as an industry? Which do you think is going to fall first?
That's a great question. I think there's a couple of things. One, we need to own our own risk.
Yeah.
And not just hope that the SEC will come up with something.
Yeah.
Right? There is a lot of things that we can do as an industry to start to get it.
Yeah.
Right? So just by starting to follow some of the well-known processes is a good step in the way.
Yeah.
We don't have to do everything, but we can do some of those.
Yeah.
I think that's one. But I think the other one is if we want to bring people into what you can feel, we need to stop thinking about Web3. Right? We need to think about web.
Yeah.
And how do we create consumer experiences outside of the file? Because we're financing it. We're thinking about everything as finance.
I haven't heard that one.
Everybody wants that. Everything is gainful. Refi. Track. Does everything have to have a financial in order to take advantage of what the blockchain gives you? That's, I think, the other piece.
Tell me a little bit about how that experience is for bringing somebody onto your team at Civic.
Yeah.
What do you guys look for? What's the deal? Maybe I'll stop.
Yeah, no, there's a few things. Generally, we look for people that are crypto curious, right? I think that's one of the first things is they don't have to be like, they don't have to be DJs.
Yeah.
That's not a must.
Yeah.
But they need to really understand, would want to understand what it is that makes crypto so special, right? So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
The next one is they have to be, I think, fairly comfortable with technology.
Yeah.
Because believe like no matter what, you have to understand why cryptography is important, why self-custody is important, what ownership of digital assets is important, and there's a lot of technical pieces that are just important.
Yeah.
Because then when you go and talk to a customer when you're marketing it, I cannot tell you how much time I spent on marketing. To really try to translate all this technical complexity in things that like the everyday person can understand.
Yeah.
So those things are really important and being helpful.
Yep.
And then it's really, you're a startup.
Yeah.
So you just have to be scrappy, creative, and not expect that somebody's gonna tell you exactly how to do something.
Yeah.
And because we're all doing multiple things.
Yeah.
In one product. But I spend a lot of time doing the right? I'm here meeting customers and just trying to understand what they want and actually look for and anticipate where the ball is going to be next.
How large is your team?
Civic, we're around like 20 something people.
Okay.
We have a couple of PMs, a couple of designers, marketing, comms, BD.
Are you a fully distributed team?
Yeah, fully distributed. I'm based in California.
Okay.
The rest of the team is in Brazil, Germany, South Africa.
Wow. What's your tips on? You guys have been around for a really long time.
Yes.
Keeping that camaraderie and that team together, especially in nature.
Yes.
That's so hard.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've been able to have some meetings.
Yeah.
In IRL.
Yeah.
Last year, we all went to the Solana Breakpoint conference. We also tried to not go straight to work.
Oh, I like that.
It's like, let's just chit chat.
Yeah.
Let's just catch up. What have you been up to? Tell me about your kids. What are you saying? Yeah.
Anything left to links, chill, where to find you, where to get engaged with Civic, whether it be.
Yeah. So there's two ways you get engaged with Civic. If you are a developer,
yep,
you can go to our developer docs.
Yep.
It's docs.civic.com.
Easy.
So it's easy enough. Or you just go to Civic. There's a big link to developer docs. We're all about builders.
I don't want to know what you paid for that domain.
And then we also have our more consumer focused destination, which is civic.me.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep.
And that's where you can create your Web3.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank
Cheers.
you.